The policewoman realized that the change handed to her by the waitress was fake. She didn't say anything, but asked the receptionist to buy back all the fake money, and brought them back to the office for testing, but they were dumbfounded by what they found. This is the newest banknote detector from the Bank of India. It can detect 99.99% of fake notes. If the banknote in hand is fake, all the machines in the market will be useless. The two of them examined the banknotes under a microscope, still cannot find the slightest flaw, until the banknotes are soaked in alcohol. That's when they found out what was going on. Seeing this kind of workmanship, Major deduced that the other party must not have any large-scale equipment and precision together. Maybe they only had a flatbed printing machine, but the maker was extremely talented. So the banknotes made are enough to confuse the real with the fake. Major was right. This small team of only 3 people was the one who made the fake banknotes, and a small, old printing press. But the quality of their fake bills is so good, it was a favorite of the underground black market. That day, Jack received a big order of 200 million. The only thing he asked for was home delivery. Jack didn't hesitate and immediately accepted this order. When he got back to the printing house, his uncle objected, because it was just a small business before. The police wouldn't notice them, but if they were to produce on a large scale, there will be a lot of problems. For example, the problem of purchasing raw materials. Uncle's words were a wake-up call for Jack. They had to make it look legal, so they applied to register a publishing house, and they got a deaf mute from the village to become the company's owner. Under the guise of a publishing house, Jack ordered enough cotton pulp paper. Next thing you know, they're working overtime making counterfeit bills. But what they didn't realize, their troubles will come soon. Major requests a thorough investigation of all printing factories in the city from her superiors, because this kind of sandwich counterfeit money looks like it was made by a small workshop. But the chief thinks there are nearly 100 printing houses in the city. Finding the real nest is like searching for a needle in a haystack. Major didn't want to give up, so she secretly stamped the officer's seal when he wasn't around. While Jack was working overtime, he suddenly heard something. He looked through the window and saw a police car parked downstairs. Major found out about their printing house. They panicked. Uncle wanted to shut down the printing press immediately, but Jack didn't agree, because it would take a lot of time for them to shut it down and restart it. And tomorrow is their delivery time. They have 15 minutes to finish the shipment. They decided to turn off the lights to make it look like they were closed. And that's when the neighborhood police called the uncle on the phone. The uncle says he's at the pub. The printing press is empty, but the police asked him to come back in 5 minutes. Otherwise, they would force the lock. The uncle had no choice but to comply. He asked Jack to quickly hide the counterfeit money. He went out by the back door himself and tried to procrastinate as much as possible. But while he was talking to the police, Major approached the door. Jack switched off the machine just as the last note was being printed. But Major still noticed something was wrong.
Is your press working now?
No, madam, why did you go there? 1 minute, madam.
I can hear the sound of a machine.
The police ordered him to open the gate. Major scanned every corner cautiously. He didn't realize that 2 people were hiding in front of him. As Major went around the factory, they suddenly remembered that they had forgotten to clean out the rubbish bins, and it was full of pieces of paper money that had been discarded today. Jack had to sneak out and grab a nearby spanner. He couldn't think of anything else to do. Just then, Major's phone rang. Jack hid behind a pillar. It's a call from her superiors blaming her for her actions. After being reprimanded by the chief, Major and others can only temporarily leave, and the 3 of them survived the crisis. But tomorrow they have to make a delivery. They don't know if it will go smoothly this time either.